Hi, this is your Houston chiropractor, Dr. Gregory Johnson, and we have just a minute or two between patients, so I thought I'd answer a couple more of the questions on the Q&A. But first, I'd just like to make a comment, and I want to call 3 trolls out who left a 1-star review on our Facebook page, our business Facebook page, Advanced Chiropractic Relief. And, you know, our reputation is stellar. We have 5-star reviews all over the internet from real patients who actually come here and receive treatment here. And our reputation is very important to us, and I take that very seriously. There is a person by the name of Marcus Mulberg, Alexander Venter, and a Frederick Ritter who left 1-star reviews on my Facebook business page, and they're not even patients here. So I want to call these trolls out, and I am also reporting them to Facebook for doing this because, you know, that's messing with people's reputations. People go to Google, Yelp, Facebook, and read these reviews, and that's serious about a person's reputation. So that's an attack upon my reputation, and I am not going to stand for it. So I am calling them out by name again. Marcus Mulberg. I don't know if you know him or not. He sent me a Facebook request on my thing, and I haven't responded to him, so maybe he got mad and left me a 1-star review. I don't know. Alexander Venter and a Frederick Ritter. So if you all know them, tell them they need to get their head out of their ass and do things the right way. Okay, Joseph, what's the first question you got?
All right. First question is going to be coming from Caitlin McKenzie. How often should a person get an adjustment as a part of their routine? Do you take people with minor issues?
Caitlin, that's a question that is so individualized because some people need to be adjusted once or twice a month. Some people need to be adjusted 3 times a week. Some people need to be adjusted twice a week. We usually don't adjust people over twice a week or 3 times a week at the most, unless they're coming here from out of the country or out of the state, and then we'll actually adjust them twice a day for 4 days in a row, especially if they have hiatal hernia. But that varies per person, and yes, you should get it adjusted even if you don't have pain and problems when you're young, to keep your spine healthy, as opposed to coming in looking like Barry? Bruce, our severe scoliosis patient who you all were very interested in. You know, we sent him off for x-rays, and he's 70 years old, and he let his spine go his entire life without getting adjusted. That's why he looks the way he does now. And I don't know that I will accept him as a patient at this point, because I don't want to cause him to have any pain when he's not even having pain. So it varies so much from person to person. That's an individual thing. So you may need adjusted once, may need adjusted twice, 3 times, 4 times, but in what time frame, I don't know. You always take it visit by visit and see how a patient's done from the time you last saw him till the next time. We don't put people on long treatment programs here. We adjust them and get them well as soon as possible and get them out living their lives. So we don't put people on long, big, expensive programs. What else you got?
All right. The next one is from Frankie Tortonesi. I believe that's how you say his name. Frankie Tortonesi. And he says, several years ago, I was driving and I sneezed. My neck cracked real hard. And ever since that happened, if I sneeze, the top of my neck will pop about 5 or 6 bones below my skull. I have a hump on my back near the top. What do you think is happening?
Well, sneezing and coughing are actually very violent bodily reactions that can subluxate or misalign vertebrae of the spine. What you should do is find a good chiropractor and get your neck adjusted, your whole spine, really. I don't just say neck, your whole spine adjusted, because if you just leave it alone, it's going to get worse. That hump in your back is going to get worse, and you're going to start looking like Bruce.
All right. Next one says Michael Moskos. He wants to know, what's the biggest difference between the Palmer and the Gonstead?
Well, they teach Gonstead at Palmer College of Chiropractic. That's part of the core curriculum there. So I know how to do Gonstead, all Gonstead, chair, side posture moves, everything. Clarence Gonstead is the person who actually invented that technique and came up with the technique itself, and that was taught in Palmer College of Chiropractic and a lot of other chiropractic colleges. Palmer teaches diversified, Thompson, Gonstead, Pierce Stillwagon, Nemo, a bunch of different techniques. That's why I recommend Palmer graduates, because they have more tools in their toolbox with techniques to adjust you by. So when people call here, and this is another question I know we got all the time, is who's in New York just like you, or who's in Miami just like you, or LA just like me? Well, there is no one that adjusts exactly like me. I've actually developed my own technique over the last 35 years, but I used that base foundation that I learned at Palmer, and then also all my postgraduate education to come up with my specific adjusting technique. So Gonstead and Palmer aren't really different, because Palmer teaches Gonstead as part of their core curriculum. Gonstead, if you do strictly Gonstead, they have specific protocols that they follow, just like I have specific protocols that I follow when I adjust people. So just look up Gonstead, and you'll see what I'm talking about. You can Google it.
All right. Let's see. This next question says, it's from Cal Michael. It says, when you have patients on the decompression table, you always advise them to sleep with their legs in an elevated position. Do yourself sleep in the position, or are you a side sleeper?
No, I sleep in the position on my back and have a head flat back. Now I elevate my legs up on pillows.
All right.
Plus we have a Tempur-Pedic mattress that elevates our legs too. So
it says, this one is from a Matt. And it says, why do we hear cracks on some adjustments even when you feel, or why don't we hear the cracks on some of the adjustments even when you feel the joints move?
yeah. Well, the joints don't always create cavitation, is where the nitrous gas explodes in the joint space. That's the noise that you hear, the cracking and popping noise that you hear is called cavitation. When I do the drop pieces, for instance, I adjust in exactly the lines of the facet joint so they slide in place, and you really don't hear the popping noise there, but I feel those joints moving in that normal range of motion, just like when I adjusted you this morning.
That's right.
On that. So you can get spinal movement into the proper alignment for a person's spine without having the popping or cavitation noise. I mean, people can sit there and do this and pop their own necks and backs. That's not an adjustment. And I do not recommend that people try to do that all the time, self-adjusting themselves. I'm a chiropractor and I can't adjust myself except with that Atlas-specific adjusting instrument. So sometimes you hear cavitation, sometimes you don't, but I feel the joints move with my hands, and just as I feel when I pull, sometimes you can't hear all the cavitation that goes on with the ring dinger, but I still feel it pulling either all the way down to the pelvis or down to the mid-thoracics or lower thoracics. So it's you develop the art of the adjustment, which is how you feel things. It's kind of like a natural quarterback or a natural receiver, you know. They feel things, and they are very good at their art or their sport. And that's what chiropractors develop over time, hopefully, is the art of the adjustment.
All right, that's great. So I'll give you two more.
Okay.
This first one's going to be from Bobby King, and says, I've always had trouble engaging my scapula on an overhead back movement, such as pull-ups or lat pull-down. Are there any adjustments or exercises that would help improve scapular mobility?
Yes. full spine adjusting, cervical, thoracic, and lumbar spine adjustments are crucial for the shoulder blades, the scapula, to work properly. Everything in the body is connected to everything. That old thing about the ankle bone's connected to the knee bone's connected to the hip bone, that's all really true, and the body functions and works together in a very integrated manner. So if your pelvis is misaligned, or if your atlas is misaligned, or your skull, or your thoracic spine vertebrae, the muscles and ligaments that are responsible for holding the scapula in place, they're going to respond differently to that. So you have to have your spine lined up correctly for all of the organs, muscles, tissues, and cells to function at their optimal level of performance or function.
All right. And the last one, it's not much of a question, but it's from Roland Garcia from Del Rio, Texas. Again, that's Roland Garcia from Del Rio, Texas.
Okay.
He just said, you have inspired him to become a chiropractor. So,
well, praise the Lord.
Good work, Dr. Johnson.
We need more good chiropractors, and I hope you go to Palmer College of Chiropractic for your chiropractic college. And I also, at the end of this, I'm going to call out this Marcus Mulberg, Alexander Venture, and Frederick Ritter to get on my Facebook, change their reviews, get off of there, and stay off of my reputation, because if not, I will come after you. So this is your Houston chiropractor, Dr. Gregory Johnson. We'll see y'all next time.